Hello, this is Kim with Crochet with Kim. I am so excited about being here today. I am going to take a break from pattern crochet on this particular crochet video because I have kind of put together something. You know how you watch many videos of many different people doing different things that are so beautiful, and I found a video. I wanted to make an Easter basket for my grandchildren because Easter baskets are really expensive, and I have 3 grandkids, and to spend $20 or $16 per one, I'm like, I have some yarn here. Why don't I make an Easter basket? And so that's what I did. And I came up with this. This is the Easter basket. Now, this is not the Easter basket that I've given to my grandkids, but this is like one. My daughter asked me to make her one because she thought it was really cute, and I thought it was really cute because I couldn't find anything where it was larger than what I have seen. I'm seeing the mini baskets, but I needed something a little bit bigger. And so I heard a little voice say on the inside, make your own. So that's what I did. I took the challenge and made my own, and this is what I came up with. And I found it to be very, very pretty, easy to do, and it was a lot of fun to do. I filled it up. I made their Easter bunnies. I filled from another crochet channel that I watched, learned how to make an Easter bunny, and I made 3 Easter bunnies, and I filled them up, filled the basket up with little goodies, and it was perfect. It was good to go. So without any further ado, I am going to show you how to make this basket for anything. It can be filled with cosmetic stuff for your cotton balls, and maybe like Q-tips and different little items that you can just throw in just a beautiful basket. And I just thought I'd take this time out to show you this. I'm also working on some Mother's Day stuff as well to see exactly what I can come up with. And I found these beautiful, again, videos of showing me how to create some nifty little coasters. So I made some coasters, and I have quite a bit of stuff that I have started on for Mother's Day gifts. And this is the little basket, and this is what I was talking about as far as mini baskets. I've seen a lot of mini baskets, but I didn't see bigger baskets. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and roll this back up. It hasn't been being nice to me here lately, but I'm going to see if I can try to do this real quick. Roll them back up, and there, voila. It is in the basket. It's not perfect, but that I'll work with perfection later. But without any further ado, let me set these off to the side real quick, and let's get started. Now, I do have a G hook. This is one of my favorite hooks. I love the G hook, the 4.25 millimeter. I did grab myself a darning needle. I did use a stitch marker because I do get confused sometimes where that stitch I need to go into. So I grabbed a stitch marker. I'll set those off to the side, and I just grabbed some cotton yarn. Nothing special. You can use any type of yarn. This is called Sprinkles on Top. This is Yarn Bee from Hobby Lobby. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I know a lot of people do magic circle many different ways. You can actually chain up 6 and make a circle. And then we're going to put 12 double crochets. I'm not counting this as my first stitch. This is my first stitch right here, my first double crochet, and this is where I'm going to place my stitch marker. and we're going to make 12 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this make 12. Okay, so we make sure we have our 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We'll go ahead and close that circle. And I usually, what I try to do to make sure that when I take the stitch marker out, I don't lose my stitch. So I go ahead and I just slip stitch in the top of there, and then I remove my stitch marker. And then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. And then we're going to put 2 double crochets in the first stitch. So I'm going to mark this first double crochet, and then in every stitch thereafter we're going to put 2 double crochets. Oops. So at the end of this we should have 24 double crochets. So right now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is 12. This will be 14. 16. I'm sorry, I probably got ahead of myself. Let me make sure I did this right. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, that was behind. 20, 22, and this is 24. And then we will slip stitch where that stitch marker is. Again, I like to do while the stitch marker is still in. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and pull that stitch marker out. All right. We will chain 2. We will put 2. Now some will only put 1 double crochet in that very first stitch where the chain 2. I like to put 2. I like to start it out that way. But you can put one, you can do it in reverse if you like, whatever is comfortable for you. 2, and then in the next stitch it's 1. Then we're going to have 2 in this next stitch. Then we're going to have 1. 2 here. And 1. Then 2 in the next stitch. Then 1. 2. Then 1. 2. 1. And 2 here. 1. Then we'll have 1, 2, 1, and then 2 in this next one. 1, 2 in this. And this is a stitch right here, and so we'll put our last stitch there, and then we will go right underneath there, slip stitch, and then I'll pull out my stitch marker. I found it a lot easier for me to do it that way. Okay, and then we will do 2 in this first one, this first stitch. Right. Now we are going to do 1, 1, and then 2. The last round was 36. This round would be 38. I mean 48. I'm sorry, 48, not 38, 48. 36 on this third round, and then 48 on this fourth round. So we have 2. So 1 and 2, and then 2 double crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2, and then 2 in the next stitch. Then we have a a single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then the 2 double crochets in the next stitch. Single crochet, double crochet, in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 double crochets in the next. One, 2, and then 2 in the next. And 2, and then 2 in the next. Then 1, and then 2, and then 2 in the next. So this is that repeat, and you can get lost in these stitches, so that's why sometimes you may have to count them out, especially if there's a TV going, kids talking, phones ringing. I've lost a lot of stitches that way. So we'll have 2 in this next stitch right here. And then 1, 2, and then we'll have this increase stitch. And if you are following with the pattern, I started with 2 double crochets in that first, in the starting of this round, and I have 2 singles, so that is correct. That's how I know I have did it correctly. I have learned this from another YouTuber who showed that if it doesn't end that way, then there's a stitch off somewhere. So I did do it correctly this time. We'll go ahead and slip stitch in the top of this double crochet and chain 2. I'll go ahead and remove the stitch marker, and we will go ahead and put 2 double crochets, making sure that we mark the first double crochet and not the chain 2, because that will throw your count off. Trust me, I know. Alright, so now we're doing 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches, and then our increase. And then we will do 1, 2, and 3, and then our increase. 1, 2, and 3, and then our increase. One, 2, Sorry about that. Trying to snag in. Sometimes this yarn get tangled in the ball and still tangled. So I'm trying to get it pulled apart here, so it'll stop snagging on everything. So this is how our work looks so far. And we stopped at where I have 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and then now it's time for our increase. And then we'll do our 3 solo double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 double crochets, or our increase for this, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then I increase, and then 1, 2, and 3. Our increase, one, 2, and 3, increase, 1, 2, and 3, increase, and this is this pattern. For this round we should have 60 stitches. And then 2, 3, and our increase, our increase right here. Now if everything is completed correctly, we should have 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3 left, which would be for our 3 double crochet singles. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, and we'll go ahead and slip stitch at the top. And this, we'll take our stitch marker out. Now we're not doing any more increases. We're going to chain 2, and then in this particular chain we're going to put 1 double crochet. I'm going to go ahead and put my stitch marker here. Now our double crochet is going to be in the back loop only in this round. So we're going to go in and we're just putting back loop only stitches around our work. Doesn't want to cooperate here. And we will work. I know it looks like it's going to stretch a little bit, but it will it'll fall into place as soon as we start working on the body of the basket. So it will be fine. But you want the basket to start working upward. And so the back loop only is what is done for this particular round. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are our increase row, and then our 6th row around, is the building of the body of the basket. And we will just work around, and that we have 60. And I'll also found out, if ever, sometimes when counting, you can count and miss a stitch. So what I've learned to do, I don't have my other stitch markers with me, but what I will do, I will mark off every 10. So if you have 6 stitch markers, then you know you have your 60 stitches. That way you can just count as you go. Like for instance, if you start here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you'll put a stitch marker there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you'll put a stitch marker there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I was one short for 10, and then you'll put a stitch marker there. That way you will have an idea to make sure that you have the stitches that you need, where you're not off for each round according to your increases. And you would just continue to go around in that back loop only. And you may see my colors starting to slowly change. This is a variegated yarn. It's just long and span of colors, but you might see it getting a little lighter or a little darker, or change altogether. We would just continue to go around. reach the stitch marker again, and then we will begin another type of stitch. Keep going here, we're almost done. As you can see, it's slowly bringing it together, bringing it up kind of like a cup form. And we'll keep making sure that we know that this is a stitch right here. And then we will slip stitch in the top of there, chain 2. Now we're gonna start with the design. What I'm gonna do to keep this from being in the way or having to do it later, I'm just gonna go ahead and thread it through. I like to go back a stitch from where I pulled it in, or pulled it through. But however you feel comfortable with doing it. Like I pulled it through this stitch right here, so I like to go behind that stitch and then pull it through. Kind of lock it in a little bit. Okay, I'll go ahead and snip this off. That way I don't have to worry about it later. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to do a double crochet, pull through 2, a double crochet, pull through 2, and another double crochet and pull through 2. We will pull through 3, and then pull through 2, chain 1. We will put the stitch marker right here for right now. We will skip 1. Then we will do that same pattern. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 3, then pull through 2, chain 1. And this is the pattern for it. Skip 1 chain, and this is what is referred to as a bubble stitch. And then we will just do this stitch all the way around. Pull through 2, pull through 2, oops, 2, and pull through 2, pull through 3, and then pull through 2, chain 1. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Uh-oh, did that wrong. Working too fast. Okay, pull through 3, then 2, then chain 1. 2, chain 1, 2, pull through 2, pull 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, and skip, making sure you skip a chain in between there, because that's where that chain 1. 3, 2, 1. 2, again, pull through 2, pull through 3, 2, chain 1. And this is what we'll do all the way around, making sure we skip a stitch or a chain. Pull through 3, pull through 2, chain 1. And it works up pretty easy once you get the base of it completed, because I only worked 7 rows of this, and then I did something different for the top. So 2, pull through 2, 3, 2, 1. And my yarn likes to tangle up again. And as you can see, it gives that nice little flow. I love this design. I did. Then my daughter, she was like, Mom, can you make me one? Now my daughter is 27 years old. And she said, can you make me one? And I was like, sure, why not? And this is a few hours, maybe. It depends on how fast of a crocheter you are. I'm slowing myself down because I don't want to seem like I'm moving too fast. I have watched videos where the crocheter, they were moving really, really fast. And I'm like, oh boy, am I going to learn how to do this? But I was successful in the project, in completing that particular project. But wow, she was fast. And I know we can slow it down, but I think even slowing down, she was really, really fast. And so, pull 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, 3, 2, and 1. And then skip 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, again pull through 2, pull through 3, 2, and chain 1. 2, pull through 2, pull through 3, 2, 1. And that is creating that beautiful twist and design. By the time we get to row 3, it will really, really show. Not that we can't see it now. And 1, and then pull through 2, 2, and 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, 3, 2, 1, and we will just continue on. We're almost to the end of this round. 3, 2, and 1. As you can see, it's some purple that's mixing in, so it's slowly getting ready to change. And then we'll skip. And then 3, 2, 1. And then 3, 2, 1. Skip a stitch. Uh-oh, I missed something. 1, 2, and 3, 3, 2, 1. We skip this chain right here. Yeah. Make sure we pull it, give it some good tension. 1, and then 3, 2, and 1. And then here, as you can see, we have that one chain left. Now, I am fickle in regards to gaps, and I know that we're supposed to skip that, but I like to work in that one. I'm just fickle like that, to kind of not have such a big gap. 3, 2, 1, and we'll slip stitch in the very top of that bobble. It was a lot easier to know where to stitch in, but as you can see, it is forming, and I don't want it to be like too tight, so that's why I went on and put that extra stitch there. But as you can see, it's very, very pretty design. And my color, I don't know if you can see, but my color is slowly changing. It's not a drastic change. So we'll chain 2 right back in the top of that bobble. 1, 2, and 3 double crochet, bobble, and then we'll pull through 3, pull through 2, pull through, and chain 1. We'll put that stitch marker right in the top of that bobble. Now, and we are going to go, I'm going to do it a little different than the basket that I've done. I'm going to go right into this space right here, and not in the top of that bobble, but right in the space. And so 1, 2, and 3. Oh, wait, the way that did. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Pull through 3 and pull through 2 and 1. And in between, instead of going in top of the bobble, I'm going to go in between the bobbles. 1, 2, and 3. To make another bobble stitch, pull through 3, pull through 2, chain 1. And that is what it's beginning to look like. So we'll go ahead and continue on, and this is the pattern. Around 3, 2, 3, pull through 3, pull through 2, and chain 1. Now this is a finer yarn than what I worked with. They're both cotton, but this is more delicate cotton versus the more thicker cotton. So this is more of a three weight, where the other one was a 4-weight cotton. So this is why it may seem like a little different in texture, because it is a totally different yarn. I love this cotton yarn for the baskets that I made previously, but this is yarn B, so it's a totally different texture, but still the I'm still getting the same effects of its beauty. I love the texture. The texture is really nice. And sometimes you just like to try something different, just to see what different materials will do. I'm going to try with acrylic and see how it comes out with that as well. I use cotton because my grandkids is allergic to a lot of different materials, and cotton seems to be the safest. Polyester and acrylic, I think, may not be so good for their skins, and their skin, so I don't want to cause any allergic reaction, because those poor babies has been through a lot. They're delicate skin, but then their parents' skin is delicate as well. So we're just going to continue on with a bobble stitch around. And we'll pull through, making sure we chain at 1. And we're going in between the bobbles. Now the other ones that I worked on top of the bobbles, but in this one I'm going to work in between. Giving it that jagged look, so to speak. Okay, and we will just continue all the way around, and it is forming up rather nicely. Making sure we pull through 3, and then 2, and then 1. I might even try with a puff stitch with acrylic yarn. It's a little bit more heavier yarn. It will give it a different effect. And we will continue right along here. And we will pull through 2, 3, and then 2, and then 1 chain. And pull through 3, 2, 1. As you can see, that it is coming together. And this is just yarn that I had extra from other projects that I've worked. And then we will go ahead. Between chain 1 then chain 1 3, 2, 1. And then we can almost see the end of this round. And do forgive me that I'm not saying what round. I don't have this written down or anything. I just sometimes I just start working on a project and all of a sudden, and then I write it down later. So trying to get this untangled here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the bottom, and then 6, 7 in this. I'm working on row 8. 6, 7, and 8. This is row 8. We're about to complete. I'm sorry for the sniffles. Weather has been changing here. It was in the 80s like a couple of weeks ago, and then it dipped back down to 30s, so it's been crazy weather around here. Put 2, put 3, 2, and chain 1, and then we will pull through 3, pull through 2, chain 1. And so 3, pull through 2, pull through 1, and then right here, three, 2, 1, and then I'm going to see how it looks to slip stitch this. I may have to put another bobble in here if I'm not liking how, see how that gap is. I don't like gaps, so I'm going to go ahead and put a bobble here. 1, 2, and 3. Pull the 2, 3, 2, and 1, and then I'll slip stitch. I like more of a closure right there than to have it wide open or a gap. I don't like the gaps. So I think it's another crocheter that I watch quite often. She doesn't like gaps, and she doesn't like slip stitches or chain 3 stitches. It drives her crazy, and I do understand how she feels when certain things just don't look right. So this is the end around 8, and you will just do this for as large as you would like to have your basket. Now chain 2, and we will go ahead and we will do it's just so tangly. 1, 2, and 3. And then chain 1, and we will go right back in between the bobble stitches. And what I'm going to do with this, because you pretty much know this part of it, I'm going to finish the rest of this because I'm going to possibly put either 7 or 8 rows on this. But when I get to the 7th and 8th row, that's when I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how I did the top of it and put a little carrier, because I did the top and then I had a little strap that I also put on this, and I'll show you how to do both in the next video. But for right now, you can go ahead and you can put as many rows as you would like. I'm going to finish it up off the camera. I'm thinking about 7 or 8 rows is what I'm going to complete this with. And then when I do the second part of it, I'm going to show you what I did to the top of the basket, as well as put the strap or the carrier on as well. But until then, this is Kim with Crochet with Kim. I hope that you enjoy this. I enjoy making this, and I will see you in the next part when we complete this basket. Until next time, have yourself a wonderful day and happy crocheting, okay? Bye-bye.